Welcome to Daytime Talk After Dark. My name is Al Jackson, but that is unimportant. What is important is that I'm joined for the second day in a row by my girl, soaked head to toe in beer, Tory Shulman.
I did spill beer on myself.
You've got a crushed beer can in your hand, like your ogre from Revenge of the Nerds. And now you're getting a fresh one.
Let's do it.
All right.
Everybody, whatever beverage you're having, if it's a water, if it's a Mountain Dew, what do you got? You guys got some liquid
think of one other beverage besides water, Mountain. What are you, a gamer?
Okay. Let's go play Twitch. Let's get them.
Let's go play Twitch. Wow.
All right.
We have lost anybody under 500 years old.
Stay with us.
All right. Tory, let's get into it. Some news, I guess, is politically adjacent. Barber Bush. We're going to talk about this really quickly. Got her stamp.
Yeah, I don't.
Her commemorative stamp.
Why?
It's a little late in the game.
Who was asking for a Barbara Bush stamp?
Well, my question is, when was the last time you used a stamp?
You know what? Recently, and I felt real about it. Like, I'm going to go paint a fence. It felt real like...
Oh, it's part of a famous First Ladies
Well, clearly.
series.
Right. Okay. You want to know one of my favorite First Ladies ever?
Who?
Dolly Madison.
Dolly Madison?
Yeah,
I thought they made, like, chocolate treats.
Dolly Madison, when the White House was burning, had the forethought, the artistic integrity to take down the famous George Washington painting and save it. She ran out with it. Still in the White House to this day.
Who was she married to?
James Madison.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't memorize all the...
Washington, Adams, Jefferson, Madison, Monroe, Quincy Adams.
What is Madison most known for?
Madison wrote the Federalist Papers and also fought with John Adams with Thomas Jefferson about the Constitution.
Oh, okay.
You want more facts, buddy?
No,
Okay.
I know you know I don't know why it has to be so adversarial.
You're right. I'm sorry.
I was
You're
trying
right.
to learn,
Sorry.
and you yelled
I'm
about.
so sorry.
You yelled at me.
I'm so sorry. You want to know my favorite trio of presidents?
No.
Okay.
Now you got to tell me.
It's Tyler Polk Taylor. I think that's funny.
Just because of the sexual entendre?
Kind of.
Okay. All right, Tory. So when did you use the stamp and why?
To mail something to the government.
I feel like that was a lie that you just made up right on the...
I think it was like a tax form, and I had to use a stamp.
No one's believing you.
The dog is definitely not believing me.
You got the dogs growling.
But it's fun when you use a stamp. I always like going to the post office, mailing something.
Which president was wed in the White House?
Was wed? The only one? Well, I know the only bachelor was James Buchanan. Used his first cousin. Never married.
Oh.
Yeah. We had one president, never married. Many think maybe he was gay, maybe he wasn't. We don't know. James Buchanan.
Do you think we'd be down with the bachelor president now?
That's a great question.
I mean, we've got the player president.
I don't know how I would feel. That's interesting. Would people vote for a gay president or a bachelor president first?
I think bachelor.
Well, yeah. James Buchanan, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, if we're going to have a gay president, it's going to be Pete.
Let's please be God.
That'd be so great. But, I don't know if people are ready for a bachelor president, even though it would be great for podcasts. Because people would be trying to hook him up.
Like a first date.
And the president would have to go on at least one day because it would be weirder if you have a bachelor president and they never
did. You're right.
But when you want a president, it's just like, I'm married to the job. I'm married to the game.
That's great. I'm married to this country. Do you know what Elizabeth I said when she became the virgin? They said, "What? Who are you going to marry?" And she turned. She went, "I'm married to England."
That means she was a lesbian. 100%.
I think she slept with many men, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I saw.
I like that in other countries, their leaders like get their fuck on.
I totally.
Yeah.
Like Marie Antoinette, like the whole Henry VIII.
It would make them more human, and
totally.
I think in this social media age, I think people are kind of ready for a president or a leader that doesn't have to be like holier than thou.
Yeah, how about Macron? He's 42 and he's married to Brigitte, who is his instructor. She's 72? Is that right? Michael Dean, are you listening?
How would he know?
Oh, yeah,
that?
sorry.
Is Macron married to she 42? Brigitte?
Let me find out.
Did you see him?
Is she the one that punched him?
Yeah.
Was that a punch or
no,
a slap?
it was a face.
It was more like a
smush.
pushback.
It was a push.
It was a smush.
It was not good.
Yeah.
It was not good.
But you know that
bad.
has something to do with something.
Yeah.
All right. Which I'd be down for a little White House drama anyway.
He's 47. She's 72.
Okay, so 40. That's what I said. 47, 72.
What's up with that though?
Well, she was his instructor, professor.
In what, grammar school? Like how? That's a big difference.
No, that's a huge difference.
So-
That's a teacher fetish, I think.
But an old, okay. We're not even gonna go there. All right. Tory,
Have you ever have a crush on your teachers when you were growing up?
I think I had one teacher in elementary school that was fine. But like I was just a kid that was just floating for so many years.
Huh.
I don't even think I'd like paid attention enough in school to even focus in on the teacher. I don't know. I was just a weird kid.
That doesn't seem like Al to me, that you're not focused on a woman.
Well, now that you make me sound like a womanizer.
No, I just mean you're good with the ladies.
I used to, I think what really kicked in the fact that I liked older women is my mom, when she was in grad school getting her PhD, she would have her friends over. And I'm sure they were in their early 30s at that point. And, I'd be in the kitchen. There was like boxed wine.
Sure.
This is the 80s, little box wine.
Shoulder pads.
What was the name of that? Martini and Rossi.
Everywhere.
Yes.
Wine coolers.
It was just a different era, and I just remember they already had hips, and like they were like.
That's why you like a bigger woman, maybe.
I do. I think I never was into my sister's friends, but I was definitely into my mom's friends. Yeah. So
Let's clip that, can we?
yes, let's clip that and put it side by side with my porn search. Yeah,
I would love a show that just showed they go up to a guy, they take his phone, and they go to his porn search. I would think that's hysterical.
I don't think the guy would like that.
No, I don't think they would.
That's how I think AI is going to get us. It's not like leaking our financial information. It's like
Your porn search.
what's up, Pornhub Platinum subscription? Well, you want to go down your list here, buddy? All right, so let's continue. We're not going to talk about our porn searchers, but we are going to. I wanted to get to the story before we even go any further. I'm going to skip one story really quick, Mike, and get to this. This UK couple went back. They air tagged their Jaguar. That was Jaguar. That's how they said it on the commercial. Jaguar.
The car, not the animal.
Right. Yeah, they're not a Coke dealer from Colombia. Yes, it's a couple that owned a
Jaguar. Jaguar. Okay.
Jaguar. And the police weren't doing anything. And so they went back and they took it back themselves, which is something that we do not suggest here on
but that's
Daytime Talk After
smart.
Dark. I don't know if I want to go into the den of a criminal and read.
To get your Jaguar?
Yeah. They probably aren't going to be real cool with that.
My friend did this with his bike. His bike was stolen, and then he saw it on Craigslist listed. And then he went to go say, I want the bike, but he just took it and left.
That sounds like a lie.
No, it isn't. That's,
he really went back?
Yeah.
Because
they were selling it.
Well, I'll tell you this. The reason that this story like really resonated with me is as somebody that had their car stolen from the Denver airport and had his property stolen from his home by somebody who I know did it. I think that we've all been indoctrinated so much with like Law and Order that you think that there's going to be like two cops on the case that are like, we got you, Tory. There's like sexual tension between them,
They have a red string.
Right. And they're
right.
they don't care. And
Yeah,
you're
they
like,
don't, yeah.
the air tag says it's right here. And they're like, okay, you need to call. When I got all my stuff, I had $86,000 worth of stuff stolen from my house. And I was told to call the non-emergency line.
Damn.
I was like, that qualifies in my world as an emergency. But it's really shocking when you get your stuff stolen. And I'm going to give the cops not a pass, but I'm going to at least try and speak for them when I think that in terms of priorities, like when somebody's like, there's a domestic violence happening right now.
Yeah.
Shootout somewhere, that takes priority. But at the same time, it's like, my car is here. I would like to go get it. So what do? Do you just have to get in this vigilante justice? I don't want to see a bunch of like people that work day jobs trying to like scale a building, and because I feel like that could then turn into.
If it was my Jaguar, I would go and get the Jaguar.
But what if the key's not?
I just
in
like
there?
saying the word. I would find someone.
The guy that stole it.
I don't know. That's a lot of money. That's like that's an $80,000 car.
So what do you do? PI?
Yeah, you get a private detective. You get a dick.
But you already found it. What are they going to do?
Take the car. Or you know what you do? You find another criminal.
Where would Tory Shulman go to find
Criminal lane.
If you had to go find a criminal, where would you go?
I would go to Southeast DC.
Okay.
And I would walk around and I go like this. Hey, you hip? Hey, you hip? You hip? Are you hip?
And then they yell cop, and then other people in other windows yell cop. Like, that is not the
Are
way.
you hip? I'm
Are
hip.
you hip? That sounds like you want Coke.
Okay, maybe that's right. You're right. I think you're right. Okay, you're right.
Okay.
Hey, want to do a deal? Want to steal a car? I don't know. What do you do?
I think you just chalk it up to the
Want
game.
to steal a car?
Yeah. Do you want to steal?
Like Facebook Marketplace?
Yes. And I'm sure they believe you. They're like, this is my car we're stealing. They're like, sure it is.
Sure it is. This
Sure
Jaguar.
it is. Yeah, no, but I totally get it. Now, something that I did not get, Tory, was that Orlando Bloom dropped 10,000, not pounds, euros.
Oh, good call.
No,
Yeah.
pounds is separate.
It's
Pounds. In England, they kept pounds.
They kept
Right. Okay. So they dropped Orlando Bloom dropped 10,000 pounds to get microplastics and other chemicals removed from his blood. What do you think about that?
I think he's going to get it right back.
I feel like it's a scam.
I think he's going to get it right back.
What is that procedure?
Yeah. Okay. Do they put you under, Michael Dean?
No.
assuming
You
it's
sit
like
there and it's like
dialysis,
some
right?
sort of filter thing. That
Oh,
takes your
that's all
blood.
bullshit. That's bullshit.
It looked like dialysis.
It kind of looked like dialysis.
So they're just they're cycling his blood.
Right.
They're
And
filtering.
They're
you're
filtering
saying.
it.
Okay. I don't think. I mean, he's going to take a cup of a Mountain Dew. I don't know why that's in my head.
I don't
again.
know why Mountain Dew
But
is
he's
such-
going to get the microplastic. I mean, you go in the ocean. You do anybody. They haven't.
It's in our food.
It's everywhere. It's in our water. It's in the air.
Yeah, I just think this is something that Hollywood people do to make themselves feel better, and maybe that's part of it. Maybe it's just like
That's
the
a-
mental. If you feel like it's working, then is it?
Like the placebo aspect. I feel like his wife also had like, I don't know. I feel like he's gotten fillers or people in, it's like Botox and things, and then you're taking out. I just feel like this is a waste of time.
All right. Well, I want to get to something
What
that
do you think, Winnie? Do you think that's
When-
a waste? Hi.
Winnie usually waits till about the half hour, until about the hour mark before he's like, "You guys wrap it up." But since an animal has invaded our set, let's transition to the story about Did you see the story of the elephant in Thailand that
Yes.
has continued to stroll into this cafe?
Yes.
I'm like,
He
you guys
just
lock
goes-
your door or something?
He goes all over the city. He's a wild elephant, and he just kind of hangs out, gets into things. And he went to this market, and they had to be like, "Go away, go away."
It ate a bunch of chips.
I mean, I would do the same.
Took a sandwich.
My thing with elephants, and
I love elephants. Just so
I
you know.
love them too, but
Don't say but.
No, here's the thing. They're scary because they definitely like know what they're doing. Because when you do see those videos of elephants going after their trainers, there's a bunch of people in the way. They get to their trainer.
Yeah.
And they
They have
kick their ass.
They have the brain of a 3-year-old. They mourn the dead. They they remember things. They remember water spots from miles and miles
What
years
3-year-olds
later.
have you been hanging with?
I guess you're right, but they say they have the brain maturation or sophistication of a 3-year-old.
That's not that great.
I guess that
I
isn't
think
that
it
great.
might be older than that.
No,
Yeah.
check it out. Elephant and 3-year-old.
I don't think that's a thing.
You know when they mourn their dead, it's so sad. They put their trunks over the bones, and they
Oh.
just like hold it there.
I think you were watching The Lion King before. You
No,
came.
I know what a cartoon is. Okay. And they really are beautiful animals, very matriarchal.
Yes. Well,
Okay, sorry.
I just thought that was weird, and I couldn't imagine living in a place. I've been to cities, especially once you get away from the kind of main city epicenter, where they do have kind of wild dogs that just float around the
Yeah.
city, but I haven't seen any wild elephants. That's not my jam. That's when Al leaves.
That's when Al leaves. Have you seen the elephant save the gazelle from drowning? It was in a zoo.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That was pretty fantastic.
Unbelievable. So this gazelle's like this in its little water hole, and it's like, I'm stuck. And the elephant, and you hear the people being like, help, help, whatever language it was. I think it's an Asian language. And the elephant starts to reach down with its trunk, and the people are like, go, or maybe it was Spanish. They're like, vamos, like, hurry. And it missed it, and then it got its antler, and it lifted the gazelle up.
What about survival of the fittest? I thought that was nature. Like, hey, the gazelle can't swim.
I think the gazelle isn't a threat to the elephant, so therefore it doesn't matter.
Can you imagine how happy a lion would be once that gazelle gets out? It's already exhausted from
It's wet
dog
already.
paddling.
Yeah, right.
It's like, oh, we got barbecue chicken over here, y'all. Yeah.
It's dipped.
Yeah, yeah. All right, well, Tory, let's get to one of my favorite segments.
Is it my favorite? Can we do a little theme song?
Yes.
Okay, ready?
Yes.
Yin yin. I know you love yang and yin. It's time for Unpopular Opinion.
That wasn't bad.
I mean,
Michael Dean, it wasn't good.
I mean, okay.
I know you love yang and yin. That's how it started.
Because yin rhymes with opinion, but not yang.
Okay.
It was quick.
All right. So first, unpopular opinion. That was good. No. All right. All right. So let's start with the first unpopular opinion. People who close the blinds on airplanes have lost the joy of living. So when people shut the window, what are your thoughts on that?
It can get really hot. You're very close to the sun. I mean, you're like a little bit closer. No, but you're several miles closer.
What airline are you? Are you on the Jeff Bezos?
I'm on SpaceX.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, so it can get very hot.
I thought that was a power move.
It is kind of
Because you're deciding for the whole
the
row.
whole row. You know what? And you got the window. That's a double move. You're right.
But is that if you got the window? Do you have complete control? Because I've never asked somebody, "Do you mind if I shut this?" Because if I'm trying to sleep or watch a movie, this is getting shut.
Yeah, the
bro.
glare. I can't watch my movie with the glare.
Yeah, that's
I can't.
All right.
Read this one.
All right.
Can you see that, old man?
I can
Okay.
read it. I haven't spoken with you in a while, but just speaking about the airlines, there's I just did a tour with Frank Caliendo.
Cool.
And
That's so cool.
It was so great. And so I am late AF.
Like you're pregnant?
Yes. I was pregnant with about to miss my flight. And so I get to my gate and there's one guy in front of me and they're about to shut the gate. And it's this older black guy. And it's one of those where they're letting people on through two entrances.
Sure.
And so one of the entrances had like a small Filipino woman and one was like, I don't know, like maybe a late 20s gay dude. And
Really labeling people.
he was. And so the Filipino woman is like letting this black guy through. He clearly didn't fly a lot. And you could tell because his question was, he goes, he's probably in his 60s. He's like, I got here first, but it said that I'm in the last row, but I was here first. He thought that like boarding
First come, first serve.
was like getting a concert ticket in '89 where you just had to be at the call window. So he goes, well, how do I do that?
Oh, I feel bad.
And the gay dude goes, even though he was asking the Filipino woman, he goes, oh, sorry, you need to handle that online when you get your ticket. He's being like helpful. And the old black guy goes, oh, no shit. Like, and the gay dude goes, okay. It was the best thing. And then the black dude tried to ask him another question. He was like, oh, I'm done here. It was like,
what a weird interaction.
it was such a weird interaction because he was acting like he knew what was up, but you don't know how boarding works and how to get.
Did he think it was like a Southwest thing?
I don't know what he thought.
He probably thought it was Southwest.
Because even Southwest, if you want to be A or B, you need to do that online.
Yeah, and you got to be in that line.
It's not just like first come, first serve.
Can I be honest? Southwest, last thing I'll say, when I'm standing at A4 and someone's like, what number are you? Just stand near me. Like, I don't need to be, you know what I mean? So I'm 3 and you're like.
Well, that's gone now. You know, Southwest.
No, it started. Yeah, it did.
Yeah, so
but I'm sorry. That was my last thing.
That just made me think of that interaction. So,
kiss?
okay, so.
Thank
while
you.
Tory is
No more
kissing
dog kisses.
Winnie, yes.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Why?
And now you made Meyer feel jealous.
Oh, Meyer.
Tory, I want to.
Oh. Sorry, Michael Dean's mad at us.
Well, no, us. I'm still
we're
doing
trying
the
to
show.
do-
Okay, I'm
we're
sorry,
trying
go
to do
ahead.
the show.
This turned into an ASPCA.
Sorry,
All right.
sorry.
It says it's healthy to sleep separately from your partner in marriage. What do you think about that?
Some people have better sleep hygiene that way. I would not do this.
I think it's important to sleep together.
I think so too.
But I'm not factoring in the snoring, which I think snoring can end relationships. And also, some people don't like to be touched.
yeah, and some people are hot. Like I know Jeff and Jordan have often said on the show that they don't sleep. Sometimes they sleep. Sam and Mark have also done that for kids. I bet for kids.
Or if you're sick.
Kids?
I don't know. I don't have kids. Like if you're, I think for kids, like you're tired or something.
I don't know what that is. All right, Tori, what is this unpopular opinion?
Okay, you should wash your hands before using the bathroom. Before.
What are you, a surgeon? Why would you need to do that?
But if you touch the door handle,
And also now you're damp and you're moist.
Stop saying those words.
Okay. But I think that's disgusting.
I don't know if it's disgusting. I think it's just overkill because I am going to wash my hands.
I'm going to, but I don't need to do it before.
That is the lasting impact for COVID for me.
Okay.
Is I started washing my hands a lot more. A lot
I'm
more.
glad to hear it, Al.
No, not even just the bathroom, but just like, just throughout the day, I'll just wash my hands.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I would never do that before, but I noticed that like people got a lot less sick.
Yeah.
And just like you touch gross stuff all day.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't know about the before. I don't know.
But don't go crazy. I got to be honest with people with the antibacterial and stuff. You gotta get some of that in there. Okay.
All right. Well, let's talk about this. Unpopular opinion: thrift shopping has become gentrified and is pushing out low-income families. I have thoughts.
Talk to me.
I go to thrift stores with my daughter.
Who are you, Macklemore?
And, I remember a time when thrift stores were for families that were just like, hey, I need to get, some furniture. I need to get living room set for under $150.
For sure.
And, like, there would be a set there.
For sure.
And now when you go to a thrift store, you'll find T-shirts. And they'll be like $60. I'm like, somebody wore this.
That's in Macklemore's song. He's like, that's $50 for a T-shirt.
Not a Macklemore talk.
No, it's called Thrift Store.
I understand. It came out 49 years ago. Yes.
Sorry. But yeah, everything now is like $70. It's so irritating. It's not the value, and it's not the vibe of a thrift store.
No.
It's not the vibe.
It's now when you go to a thrift store, I feel like
it's like bougie.
I'm in a store that I avoid now.
Yeah,
because I will say this, as an older man, I now know that I am slowly being ostracized by society. I don't go out at night, like Friday night, 10:30. We have to go pick my girlfriend up from work. That sounded bad. She's working the late shift, She's moved up from day shift. No, but like she works, for the sporting team here and for the baseball team here. So I'll go.
Just say the Rockies, dude.
Rockies,
oh my God.
So I'll go and pick her up, and sometimes it's like late Friday games, like 11:30, and I go down there. And as a person that lived in Miami, New York, and LA, who was a night creature,
and you were a partier.
I was a partier. I couldn't feel more
out of it.
I almost like double locked the doors. Like I hear bass music,
but that's because also
I
you're
see
sober.
Girls scantily clad. I'm like, I have no business down there. I just aged out so quickly.
Just got out of there. Aren't you glad though?
I am, because I was very worried that I was going to be the old dude at the club.
Yeah.
And because I used to love going out. I used to love drinking at the bar. And I felt it happening.
Yep.
Because you'd be at the bar and it used to be like, hey, what do you want a shot of? And now it's like, do you need to charge your phone, sir? Just like, are you looking for your daughter?
Or have you ever like gone to the bar? Like I went to Avanti. I don't know if you know it. It's like this kind of like, it's younger. And I went there and I'm like,
very young.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, wait. Like you start to look around. You're like, hold up.
Yeah.
I'm like out.
Yeah. If somebody's talking to you there, it's on a dare. They're like, I dare you.
No, someone came up to me and did this. Hey, you look really familiar. And I was like, oh, I was on a show, but I don't know. And he's like, no, I know you. And I was like, oh, no, I don't, like, I guess Daily Blast Live. And he's like, no, where do I know you from? And now I'm like, dude, like, I don't know.
How old was this person?
Like 30. And he was like, no, tell me, like, I know. And I was like, I don't know if you're hitting, I don't know what's happening. But he was like aggressively 20 questions. And I was like, it's your responsibility to know. I don't know. But he wouldn't leave me alone. And then he just stared at me and he's like, I know you.
Yeah, that's creepy.
I was like, I don't know you.
I got tired of that.
I'm out.
It's just like there's a point where you're just like, you don't want to be the older person there, because whenever you're looking around and you try and find one person older than you, and maybe you do, like that person is looking at you like there's one other old person here. So you shouldn't be in there. And it's,
I don't know what to say in that situation. I was just like, I don't know what's happening.
I'm going to the old people bar.
Okay.
So all right, Tory, you don't need to wash your jeans more than once a month.
I heard this is true.
I think it's true.
And also, apparently, it's like better. Well, it's better for the environment, but apparently better for your jeans.
Yeah, it sounds weird. I put my jeans in the freezer.
A lot of people do.
When I'm on the road,
yeah.
I put my jeans in the freezer.
Does it feel good on your parts?
I just think it's good for, like, there's a lot of sitting.
Oh, you're freezing for bacteria.
Well, just like, I'm not going to wash my jeans on the road when I'm performing.
Right. So you put it in the freezer.
But I don't want to have 9-day jean funk.
I feel
I'm
you.
not wearing the same pair of jeans.
I
but
feel
like, you want to balance it out. So yeah, throw them in the freezer.
And like, can I be honest? Cowboys.
I'm hoping you're always honest.
Cowboys with their Wranglers, like they're not washing that. Like
Yeah, but we're assuming that there's some funk.
Yeah, there's some cowboy funk.
That's what I always look when women are like, "Oh, cowboys are so hot." I'm like, "Do you understand the ball yank sitch?
All right, we don't need to go there.
It's got to be insane."
You know who I grew up with? The girl's grandfather started Levi's, or great grandfather.
You grew up?
Yeah, Alice Goldman.
Why didn't she stick with Levi's?
I don't know.
Is that somebody's last name?
Yeah, but it's Alice Goldman, and her family owned Levi's.
But it's like a really old company.
No, like her great grandfather started Levi's, and her brother is a congressman, and he was a lawyer for against Trump. Josh Goldman, something like that.
I think you're making
Dan
up.
Goldman.
Okay, you definitely made
Al,
that up.
I hate to tell you this, but freezing your jeans is a myth.
Freezing your dream. Really?
Why wouldn't it kill the
It
funk?
does not kill most bacteria,
Oh.
and it might just temporarily reduce odor because it's cold.
So you still
But
stink.
when they warm up, just as smelly.
Still ball yank.
Yeah, but
what is that what you would call
Yeah,
it?
but yeah, the ball yank sitch. But you know what? I'll take those few moments of non-funk, in the morning.
And I bet it's very refreshing.
Yeah, exactly.
I bet it is. I bet it is. Okay. Childless people have the right to complain about the behavior of kids in public.
Have the right, yeah.
I would feel bad, but I do think it. I think it.
What was the last bad child?
Do you glare?
I glare, and I do the universal sign of I'm annoyed. Oh God.
Your kid.
That kind of looks like you're trying to flirt with someone.
It really
No,
does.
I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, you
Well,
could-
they did not get the message because the kid kept screaming, and they don't say any. Whatever. I shouldn't complain.
What about if your doctor is always late? It's a good thing. That's an
don't-
unpopular opinion.
Oh,
I just think they always are
They're
late.
always late. How late would you stay for a haircut?
For a haircut?
Yeah, you go into the haircut and it's like half an hour later and you're still waiting.
Well, see, I grew up going to black barbershops.
Oh, okay.
And
That's
that was
different.
really
Okay.
my first little bit of independence.
I see.
And you learn to stand up for yourself because in black barbershops, especially when you're like 10, 12,
Yeah.
you feel like a young dude.
Yeah.
There would be like a 25-year-old that would cut me. And like a cut in the barbershop is like 40 minutes. And eventually you're just like, I can't wait anymore. Like, hey, I need to get in there real quick, little man. And at first you're like, okay. And after a while you're like, my mom's outside. She's not. But like you have to go. Like they'll
You
just
have to
keep
go.
cutting you. So like yes,
Interesting.
I will say that I would wait maybe an hour.
An hour?
Yeah.
If
for a
I have an
haircut.
appointment?
Black barbershops just started doing appointments, I would say, like in the last 5 years.
Oh, I see. Can I, if I went to a black barbershop, would I be okay to be like, can I have a trim?
No,
seriously, like,
I've been going to
wanna be there.
black and Dominican barbers my entire life, and I would say
They're very skilled.
The waiting room is one of the most diverse places.
Oh, great. Okay.
Like every kind of, because black people know if there's a swirl outside of the barbershop, you shouldn't go in there.
Oh, you mean the red swirl?
The red and white.
I thought that meant that it was good.
That's like the barbershop quartet.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
I've been to,
That's not for us.
Okay.
There's never been a black barbershop. That's like, it's a universal, like,
So the red and white swirl is a no-no.
yeah, whenever they break, whenever there's shears that are out, like all this,
It's
like
a bad
scissors,
sign.
there's no
Okay,
way.
let me ask you a question. If the barbershop has a pun in its name, like sheer madness,
That's never.
That's a no.
By the
Okay.
way, that's what I love to do when I'm on the road in small towns. It's like I love seeing the puns that they just thought was, they so clever. They were like, "Get the hair out of here." It's like, all right, like it's just like, there's something about
it's very endearing.
yeah, but there's something about small towns that I love driving through because I don't know if they don't get enough feedback, but like there was like a gas station, and instead of just naming themselves an individual name, they went with Circle M
Oh.
instead of Circle K. That is instead of just coming up with a name, you're just like, we're just gonna call ourselves
Circle M doesn't really roll. off
Circle
the
M.
tongue.
I don't know why they did that. Just
No.
call yourself anything.
Maybe
Lenny's gas
maybe it's
station.
circle for the market that they have, but that is interesting.
It's very strange.
I was going to ask you something. Oh, do you know that in LA I used to live right near Chateau Marmot?
Marmont.
No.
They're different.
Yeah, no, I used to go to of course I know Chateau Marmont, but across the street for Chateau Marmont is Chateau Marmot. It's a pet store.
Was it really?
Is that funny?
I want. Oh, okay. Well, I will
Okay,
tell you this, and I wonder if it's a sign of the economy. There was a place here called the Tut Mahal.
Taj Mahal.
Taj Mahal.
Wow, you really got that wrong.
And it's closed.
Really?
Yeah, and I was like, maybe that's when you can tell the economy.
Yeah.
When people
We don't
can't
want that.
pamper their dog.
No. How about this? My pet store near me is called Mouthfuls.
Jesus.
That sounds dirty.
That's why you spitball names.
Mouthfuls. And
Are you serious?
swear to God, mouthful.
That's
I thought, what are we doing here?
that it's just it's a weird thing, and it's like there are all these by the way, they just put the clock
Yep.
huge.
Huge.
Like,
This
hey,
is such a passive aggressive move right here.
I would say
what
it
a
was just
dick move that is.
aggressive.
Just full on aggressive.
What if it just started blinking?
What if
in
it just said
neon?
leave?
Yeah.
Just leave.
Mouthfuls
Yes.
Pet Supply.
I don't know if I want to leave on Mount. It's a real place.
What do you
Yes,
think? I'm fucking making it
Mouthfuls
up?
Inc. Mouthfuls Pet Supply.
It's right near me.
Denver's premier pet.
It's so weird in there too. Everybody's weird in there. Hey, welcome to Mouthfuls.
Oh God.
It does not roll off the tongue.
No, and
It's open late too.
It reminds me there was a.
Why are you open late?
near LAX? And it's closed now, but there was a breakfast place called Grinder.
Oh.
And do you remember Grinder near LAX?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
do.
And it was there forever, and I just know it was like some like mom and pop, and they just always want to open this breakfast place, and their grandkids were like, "You shouldn't," and they're like, "Shut up, this is my dream."
Grinder has been in
We're
my
getting
life.
a lot of crank calls, but
We don't understand the jokes, but we enjoy Grinder.
Lots of cruising.
shout out to Grinder, and shout out to Mouthfuls, and shout out to you, our night owls, for keeping us going. We appreciate you guys. You guys can find me on Instagram at Al Jackson IG. Tori, where can we find you?
You can
Besides soaked in beer.
I'm soaked. It's disgusting. At I am Tory Schulman, and I would love to see you guys in there.
Okay, that sounded weird.
I just meant follow me.
You'd love to see them in
I'm
there?
just saying I'd like to have more followers.
I know, but you said it very sexual, like you're trying to like do.
Well,
some
you know
kind
what
of-
was in my mind? Mouthfuls.
Mouthfuls of followers.
We'll end on that. We love y'all, night owls.
Hoot toot.